I didn't notice the flight of Ascyltos, and while I was pacing the gardens, engulfed in this flood tide of rhetoric, a large crowd of students came out upon the portico, having, it would seem, just listened to an extemporaneous declamation, of I know not whom, the speaker of which had taken exceptions to the speech of Agamemnon. While, therefore, the young men were making fun of the sentiments of this last speaker and criticizing the arrangement of the whole speech, I seized the opportunity and went after Ascyltos, on the run. But, as I neither held strictly to the road nor knew where the inn was located, wherever I went I kept coming back to the same place, until, worn out with running, and long since dripping with sweat, I approached a certain little old woman who sold country vegetables. "Please, mother," I wheedled, "you don't know where I lodge, do you?" Delighted with such humorous affability, "What's the reason I don't?" she replied, and getting upon her feet she commenced to walk ahead of me. I took her for a prophetess, until, when, presently, we came to a more obscure quarter, the affable old lady pushed aside a crazy quilt and remarked, "Here's where you ought to live." And when I denied that I recognized the house, I saw some men prowling stealthily between the rows of name-boards and naked prostitutes. Too late, I realized that I had been led into a brothel. After cursing the wiles of the little old hag, I covered my head and commenced to run through the middle of the night-house to the exit opposite, when lo and behold, whom should I meet on the very threshold but Ascyltos himself, as tired as I was and almost dead. You would have thought that he had been brought by the selfsame little old hag. I smiled at that, greeted him cordially, and asked him what he was doing in such a scandalous place. Wiping away the sweat with his hands, he replied, "If only you knew what I have gone through." "What was it?" I demanded. "A most respectable-looking person came up to me," he made the reply, "while I was wandering all over the town and could not find where I had left my inn, and very graciously offered to guide me. He led me through the very dark and crooked alleys to this place, pulled out his tool, and commenced to beg me to comply with his appetite. A whore had already vacated herself for an ass, and he had laid hands upon me. But for the fact that I was the stronger, I would have been compelled to take my medicine." While Ascyltos was telling me of his bad luck, who should come up again but this very same respectable-looking person, in company with a woman, not at all bad-looking, and looking at Ascyltos, he requested him to enter the house, assuring him that there was nothing to fear, and since he was unwilling to take the passive part, he should take the active. The woman, on her part, urged me very persistently to accompany her. So we followed the couple at last, and were conducted between the rows of name-boards, where we saw in cells many persons of each sex amusing themselves in such a manner, that it seemed to me that every one of them must have been drinking Satyricon. On catching sight of us, they attempted to seduce us with pederastic wantonness, and one wretch, with his clothes girded up, assaulted Ascyltos, and having thrown him down upon a couch, attempted to gore him from above. I succored the sufferer immediately, however, and having joined forces, we defied the troublesome wretch. Ascyltos ran out of the house and took to his heels, leaving me as the object of the lewd attacks. But the crowd, finding me the stronger in body and purpose, let me go unharmed.